before. It isn't a 3-0. It is going to be going potentially the whole distance. How far? We'll find out right now. OG, we'll see if their laning combo can work. If the Doombringer, the hero of this current meta, even if he has dropped off a little bit during this tournament, becomes even stronger and kicks in the SF. It was the dream picks for OG. The Team Secret also messing around for the first time. We won't see a team from the Dire side try and take over the Radiant jungle. Instead, it's a top rune area.
Yeah, Secret want to secure this rune for their Alchemist, of course. And I was thinking about the reason behind the Alchemist pick. It's not a hero Weehaw plays that often, but he does play it on occasion. And the thing is, when you're playing against this kind of Brewmaster, the enemy team will be looking to take these team fights, and Acid Spray is great against it for defending your towers, buying time. You have a really good carrot to give Aghanim Scepter to in this game. The Juggernaut can benefit from that a hell of a lot in his item build. And of course, should the game go long enough, I don't think OG have what it takes to win. They have a Shadow Fiend carry, basically. Doom does not scale as well as other heroes going into the super late game. Brewmaster is known to fall off. He has great control, but you start being able to kill off the Broodling, so Misery here.
Yeah, he's trying to contest for the top
He's going to get it, too.
Yep, and this will slow down the bottle of Miracle. It may cost him his life, however, as the Wraiths are connecting too, and the third one's there from Miracle, and it's going to connect. The first blood goes to OG, and kind of makes up for the cost of losing the bounty ring.
Absolutely. He was trying to take away some lane presence from Miracle there. But instead, he ends up giving him a little less experience, but more gold.
Crit and Fly are starting in this mid lane, so they're going to babysit Miracle in the early stages. Alchemist did go for, obviously, the Grievous Streak because he got the rune early on. But now he's got that second level. The Acid Spray is going to keep flying Miracle back a little bit. Paladin just offering a little bit of support. That means you get a melee on melee, Misery versus the Brewmaster. And we saw this previously. Obviously, we're switching the heroes around. Paladin actually in real trouble here. The Razors are up again. There's no actually, is there the last range raids? It's not enough damage to kill off Paladin.
Kratos boots.
Got the movement speed, but Paladin's got the regeneration. He's got Brain Sap in 2 seconds time.
Yeah, he'll be alright.
He'll give up.
Very close. In the bottom lane at the same time, Puppey is doing a good job zoning out.
Top lane, Paladin's moved all the way up. They've already got the crush. And No-Tail, he's not a healthy man. Paladin needs the space here, but Misery, he's got the movement speed available. And now with the mana, he's got the crush. Well, the crit arrives for his own control. No-Tail's so damn low. The Brain Saps off cooldown in 2 seconds time. 1 second, crit's low, but not low enough. OG keeping their safe lane alive, and No-Tail wants to come back in again. Paladin dies, still doesn't have this Brain Sap again. But they're munching through tangos, and Misery's ready to fight.
This top lane for Secret could get pretty tricky if they rotate the Lich away from mid lane and keep Doom solo bottom. Moonmeander is going to have a very hard time. He's got 2 CS. I'm guessing he got one of them with Devour and just managed to get one other. He's being zoned out very well by Puppey down here earlier with Poison Touch. Of course, this ability does deal a lot of physical damage on level 1. You're looking at a Doom with 0 base armor. He really has a hard time standing up against that. Eternal Envy. Might see him go for quick phase boots so that they can run down.
Puppey's got haste. He's coming in with Poison Touch, and Envy is not going to feel confident enough to have a crack.
They can potentially dive this tower even to kill Moonmeander if they get a creep wave to tank for them. Poison Touch and Spin together do really good damage. It's still only level 1 Scorched Earth, so the healing not that significant just yet, and they're going to try for it.
Yep, jumping in with the Blade Fury. Moon. Well, Envy keeps going north, so he doesn't inflict the damage to the Doombringer. Would have been enough because of Scorched Earth. The Puppey trying to get himself a little bit of distance between himself and Moon. Interesting to see too, the Fly has rotated himself down. So they might try and punish Envy while he doesn't have his Blade Fury.
Hey, you have no killing potential whatsoever without Scorched Earth.
True.
Okay, maybe if he's up this far and stays with the entire creep wave.
A level 1 Frost Blast. Doom.
Should be okay.
No auras available. In fact, now Envy, he just TPs. He just gets the hell out. They've got no stuns, so they can't stop him. And Puppey will just control the wave in the meantime.
Very safe play here from Envy, but the rotation from Fly, very useful as well. Like securing some CS here from Moonmeander, forcing the TP out. He also counter-warded on the way to at the bottom rune, so Weehaw doesn't know for sure. Well, he does still have a ward at the top rune, actually, so they're going to be okay, knowing at least one of the runes.
This top lane's going to be really careful now. Like, okay, yeah, Paladin's pulling over, but he's got Nightmare. Well, he doesn't have a lot of levels, it's only level 2, so that nuke from Brain Sap isn't really a lot of damage. You've still got the Enabler. So you're able to get Slaughter into a good position to attack. That's why the Rubik kind of has to stay here.
And it looks like Weeha's playing Alchemist differently from what we've seen from mainly, or well, only from Miracle here in the previous series. And I believe, did they have it one game of the finals? Well, regardless, Miracle goes for 1 point concoction early. We're seeing Weeha running the full greed build. No point concoction, 302 build, focusing on the economy. Getting big early. Maybe a hint that he's going Radiance.
Opening on top, as Pylai die. Well, he's not going to Nightmare for this just yet. And in fact, potentially could have.
And then he
Slaughter
doesn't
was
have
ready
mana
for
for
the
sap. And then
True, and he needed both. Hello. Alchemist getting brought down by the Shadow Fiend.
how'd that happen?
It shouldn't. But he catches him just before the Alchemist hits level 6, so there was no ulti available for the regeneration. And level 3 raises bring down the Alch.
That's such a big kill. That's probably the biggest kill you could get right now for OG. Not only do they kill the Alch, but it's a solo kill for Miracle. So big benefits here. Doom now level 5 in the offlane too. I think OG are getting quite a lot out of this compared to what I thought they would with the start that Moon Meander had. But just that little bit of lich rotation makes a big difference. He's now stacking as well, so there's a quad camp available.
They're about to go
Miracle.
again. Crit coming in from the side. He needs to actually run directly in from behind the tower in order to catch Weeha.
Oh, Nightmare.
Yeah, actually locking Miracle in position. Weeha's in no position to fight. And with Crit hanging around him, they knew they couldn't get like a guaranteed follow-up stun.
They just can't kill him without a point concoction. They...
True, yeah, there is no follow-up stun.
Moon Meander and Envy gonna exchange abilities.
So be careful. This Scorch does halfway through its duration. Probably gets some good damage in. The Poison Touch isn't really slowing down Moon enough, and Eternal Envy, not level 6 just yet.
This is a good
but
TP
Misery
from Slaughter.
moving in from the side, even an extra crit arriving from Eternal Envy. But speaking of crit, now he's there, throwing back Envy, stunning up Misery. And they've still got that speed. The advantage going into crit. He'll let the Fate Bolt go, but with the spin as well as the crush. You pick off the Rubik, but you keep the Doombringer alive. And you also force 4 heroes from Secret to move over to take this. And now, well, Nightmare on Miracle and move forward. It's the Doombringer who's now Nightmare up, and Pylai die. Well, Envy, he's still not level 6 yet. In fact, Miracle with the raises. Pylai died down at 38. Miracle once more. One attack would do it. He's got the speed. 315 versus 355, and Pylai die will drop. Misery's going to try and punish this, however. Moon back into the engagement. He's got the Scorched Earth up. Looks like Envy as well as Puppey, they don't want a bar of this.
Envy would love to be level 6 right now. He's still struggling to find the experience he needed to perform a very important kill there. No,
Fly.
Misery's not going to let Fly have this.
No, he's trying to go for the D ward, and with Weeha hanging around, this is easy money. End up giving it over to Pylai die with his attack.
Now they can protect their ward as well if they want to send it.
Oh, well, instant revenge. Granted for OG. Miracle finding yet another kill. Support for support trade-off. And also this pressure coming into the area where Alchemist really wants to farm.
And we're seeing the build from Weeha being only a Sage's Mask, so I think this is a straight Radiance. Else he could have stopped for a Soul Ring on the way, or maybe gone for a Medallion.
Cred.
Gonna get lifted.
He's here. Pick him up, throw him down. The Raze is number 1. Needs to pop that Chemical Rage. It was 1 second off cooldown. Now they go for the Brewmaster. All he's in here. Weeha Puppey needs to shallow grave him, not in time. The Razors from Miracle are able to connect. Misery was taken out of the fight for so long. The Brewlings, they've only got another 4 seconds left in them, but maybe enough time as Envy also dies to the Doombringer. Now Brewmaster, Notal back into his normal form. The Nightmare will keep him here for now. But there's really no follow-up to that. It was down in bottom lane where Moon was able to get that kill on Envy, back behind the tier 1 tower.
Yeah, with all the rotations coming into mid to try to save the Alchemist, they have nothing left to protect Envy with, and it's a simple kill for Moon by using Doom. Envy might be looking for revenge here, but he's only level 5. No Omni Slash. It's just not possible to get this kill on the Doombringer. And this time OG have the good early game that they've been looking for in every single of these games in the finals. Didn't manage in the last game, but this time around they're looking good.
Probably making the right choice not to go into his jungle, because that's where Misery is able to catch out the Doombringer. Still a level 5 Slaughter, so no amplification. And Doombringer getting body blocked for a moment. We are still with no points up in Concoction. A lot of body blocking, but really no stuns, no follow-throughs. And really, how do they kill the Doom with the level 3 Scorched Earth, plus the ice armor he's got from devouring the creep? Envy? Okay, maybe that was one where he thought he could do it. An isolated Doom in the river, but only 3 Omni Slashes is not going to be enough.
And And Weehaw is fully committed to his build already. He bought the Radiance recipe first. So he's hiding it in the base, not showing his build, but it's going to be very obvious for OG when they see he still doesn't have any items on him in just 2 minutes that that's what he's going for.
It's going to be big, however, because he's going to have this quad stack in a moment. So pulls it up. Even if the Dire are watching it, they can't really do anything to stop it. But they get a trade instead, and that's the tier 1 tower.
If they take the tower, they can go and contest, maybe.
Oh, Miracle moves forward. Misery. He does have this level 6 now, so Miracle will be a little bit more careful as the amplification's put on him. No easy ways for OG to get rid of that.
Weehaw really wants to take that stack now.
Needs to wait another 3 seconds, but he'll be happy to do so. And this allows Misery now to get a couple of levels and farm in the mid. He can't keep the SF out, and it looks like now OG, they are coming to contest. Crit and Fly are moving over. They can soak up a little bit of the experience, or they can go for the kill. They're going to find Puppy. He already has Observers and Sentries down, so I think Puppy can just shallow grave and buy a little bit of time. Maybe if he can time this right, the Hellbears will just hope the clap comes in, as he does. Puppy gets denied to the Hellbear. That wasn't even the clap. That was just a basic attack. But this tier 1 tower still belongs to OG. And the stack, Weehaw's not finished it yet. They've still got 2 pick creeps, which Notal can now clap and steal, or leaves them for Miracle.
But Weehaw got quite a bit there. Still, got some way to go for the Radiance, and Shadow Fiend is doing so well this game. Miracle is 5-0, 70 CS.
I think Abby's dead. Spend TP out. OG not there in time to really stop it.
You know, when you're playing against an Alchemist who's going greed build and you're 2,000 gold ahead of him at minute 10, that means you're in a very good position. And now the challenging thing for Secret is going to be buying enough time. Their fighting potential is way inferior to OG. They have the Blink Dagger Brew, they have a Shadow Fiend with Mech, they have a Doom, they have Chain Frost. Secret's heroes are not level, or supports rather, not level 6 yet.
Oh.
These are tough times, actually.
Envy catches Notal, or I should say it's the other way around. Notal's got his ulti available. The spin will come from Envy, copying a lot of damage. But Weehaw's in the neighborhood. Pylai dies, actually dragging the creep wave down, so the tier 1 tower takes damage. But on bottom lane, Miracle as well as Crit having a fantastic time. They'll remove that tier 1 tower on bottom lane. And Doombringer is keeping him out of the mid, but it's the top lane where Misery initiated on by that Blink Dagger Brewmaster. Notal already with that Blink. Misery is still dreaming of completing that, but Weehaw needs to take this money on top to finish the Radiance first.
Yeah, he's closing in. Another 1,000 to go. This is not one of the faster Radiances we've seen in the tournament. So already, those 2 deaths he has in the mid lane have caused him a lot of trouble. What are we looking at for the other heroes? So Juggernaut went Phase Boots, has 1,000. Starter, 700 off the Blink. Puppy has Boots, great. We have Tranquils on the Bane, and on the other side you compare... Actually, the supports are fairly even in net worth, surprising to me.
This is a Roche move from Secret.
This is so bold, actually.
They have a level 1 healing ward. They can break through the shield of Roshan, then put the amplification up, but now the smoke breaks, so Moon in the neighborhood, but it's nighttime. He doesn't see anything. So he'll move down for the 12-minute rune, realize it's missing, and now in fact checks Roshan. Secret making the right choice to bail out.
Secret making the not game-losing play. By not going into the pit there. That would have been an absolute disaster. The TP already came in from Brew with Blink Clap ready. And
now OG are doing it.
Yep. They will take a little while to do it, but they do have level 1 aura at least on the Shadow Fiend, so -3 armor.
And what do they really lose here?
Absolutely nothing. I don't think Secret can do anything about it. They've gone for a really greedy last pick in the Alchemist. They have to buy him time. He doesn't contribute very much to the Roche Pit fight just now. They got to play the waiting game and try not to lose too many towers to this Aegis that will be going OG's way.
It's still taking a while to finish it. Yeah, and Paradise going to drag the creep wave down. This will try and just be the tier 1. Well, Weehaw, yeah, back into the Ancients. Alright, so finally it's done. Miracle, I think, got bashed up 8 times while they try to take that Roshan. But he gets the Aegis Immortal as a reward. Weehaw really needs to get every single creep here before leaving, but he can't. There's not enough life. Puppy will give him some. But he's still sitting at 3.5k net worth. 3.5k gold in the bank. 300 short of finishing his Radiance.
Envy is running through a ward. Oh, this is a really bad position for him to be in. Fortunately, Doom is not in the neighborhood.
Brewmaster, however, just jumps. Doesn't want to go for the clap, and, well, what's done if you really got this going to cancel that TP?
Doom, but he's not there.
True.
The one hero who could do it is not around, and I think Envy knew it. He saw him on the defensive observer ward they have inside their own jungle. Using it as much as possible to his advantage, but this is still just a game plan that is progressing for OG. Misery wanted to contest the rune, not happening.
They just back it up, man. 200 gold to Radiance. The Weehaw counter continues.
It's not an insurmountable lead for Secret, though. They're 2,500, almost 3,000 gold behind. But with the Radiance coming out soon, they'll be able to climb that mountain. 200 gold to go.
Moon's playing mind games right now. He's got an illusion next to his real hero, so it just looks like they're two illusions that move to the front lines. Secret is still not going to fall for this, but if they do, shame on you.
That's a good attempt. But they dodged the fight entirely, so it doesn't really have any impact, and they will have to concede this tower. This is the right play from both teams. OG have to start putting some pressure on these tier 2s, knowing that they have Aegis advantage, and Secret have no business whatsoever trying to fight into this right now.
Yep.
I think it's a split push Alchemist game where you just try to drag it out and ultimately just get so big on Alch and Jug that you can win the game past 40, 50 minutes.
It's just how they keep the map control. Like, you're talking about split push. There's no real jump heroes. Like, you're not looking at Storm Spirits or like the Blink Dagger 4 stuff, Earthshaker Fissures, kind of to catch out these side lane heroes. So it won't be as bad for Weehaw, especially when he uses illusions for the push. But how do you ensure you get space with the Juggernaut? Can he always rely on having that spin to TP out?
It's very good in this game, apart from, of course, against the Doom. So as long as you have vision on Doom and Rubik doesn't have a blink, you should be okay. You can see Envy feels pretty confident here in the top lane. He's going for a Battle Fury build, so Secret definitely on the same page with what the game plan is in this game. Just entirely avoiding anything. They have to give every single tower that OG want. They just gotta concede it right now. It's a hard call to make, but it is the right one.
Yep. And maybe OG just are sick of them dodging. They're staring down that tier 3 tower in the bottom lane. Their entire team is here, ready to fight. Everyone's armored up. And there goes the Radiant Creep Wave. Misery starts the amplification, blinks away before the Brewmaster gets the clap with the Acid Spray down, and the Weave also removing the armor.
Well, Brain Sap on Rubik, that's a really good steal. He has 280 magic damage and 300 pure in quick succession.
Virgil actually has to keep out. He's at -8 armor right now.
Misery playing that front liner, just trying to buy time for his team, but if he gets caught by pretty much anything, it will be brought down.
Highlight eye. Okay, what else has he got?
Do they have an urn on OG? They do. They have one urn charge on crit that he could expend on Miracle.
They're finally coming top. Envy starts the TP, and they baited it. He actually cancels his TP. OG used 2 of their own. And Envy is stranded. He actually canceled that on purpose, I assume. So he can keep farming and then just believe in his team to keep the defense up. The Weave again, aggressively from Secret, removing this armor of OG as they fight underneath the Asprey. Crit is not a healthy man. He's dying so heavily to that tower. Not to mention that one creep, that the tier 3 tower is under attack. And Secret, as it sprays off cooldown again in the moment. There's no fortification available. And there's the jump. No tell. Still not going for the split. Now Misery gets the amplification off with Fiend's Grip as well. Have they got the damage? Concoction is available. Toss it out. You've still got No Tell controlled. And now Pilot Eye being thrown in. The Brewmaster split will be used. The Bane will drop. Buyback is available in Rubik. He stole Fiend's Grip. Crit has a big control factor available here. And that bottom melee, it is going to drop in favor of OG with the Brewmaster only squaring off. Again, another good weave coming out from Puppy. But with the Storm Brewing taking slant around the picture, they can't really chase this. They need that stun, but look at Envy. With the Invid's rune, it's a level 2 Omni Slash. The armor is still down for 2 seconds or 3 seconds of that Okay, yeah, he's not. No. While Envy is confident, the Aegis model will time out. The Weave has run out as well. He just wants one person. Moon's in the neighborhood.
He can't kill him. He's not even
short.
close.
Misery's here.
Oh, with
Blink
health,
forward
yeah, okay.
with the crush into the Omni Slash. And Moon, well, they get the Scorched Earth off. They got the amplification with the spin. Envy can't keep up. He doesn't have the mover speed. Nortel will move over. They doom over on the slider. So no more crushes. And Envy actually leaves Misery high and dry. He'll actually die to the doom here. Nothing will stop that. But they tried to give it a crack, and it failed.
Even with Amplify, they can't bring him down, and that's because Moon Meander has the ice armor and the plate mail. Just so much physical armor, even against all this Amplify minus, it just takes away the plate mail. He's still tanky enough to survive through that. I think also quite a few stick charges there to keep him alive. And
Envy? Miracle's done a lot of damage to him already, and that spin's on cooldown. Crit doesn't have the high maneuverability. He doesn't have that blink dagger yet, even though he's pretty damn close. And Envy just wants to run out of here. Pops the healing ward. Miracle keeps the chase going. That healing ward in front of Envy, they don't have anything to work with. With the weave, they get the vision. It's the Fiend Strip. Pilot doing it from Fog of War. No Brewmaster Ultimate. Not going to stop Nortel from jumping in. The spin damage. Miracle will drop. And now Nortel isolated. Sandwiched into Team Secret. Even Nightmare over on Crit. Doom will arrive, but he's got no ulti. Envy will look for a little bit more. What have they got left? Crit takes the spin. So at least he'll be able to avoid the stun from Weehaw. Concoction in 1 second time. The damage. He actually aggroes the Ancients, but Alchemist. Weehaw times the last attack. Misery Blink Dagger. 1 second. Blink up the crush will do the work for a Concoction follow-up here from Weehaw. Giving him the extra bash on the Moon with a brain stab. That Scorched Earth, it's not available. Moon, this time he won't have the movement speed. Crush back off cooldown, and the Chivas Guard delivered in, but it does not protect enough. Weehaw will take a triple kill on this Alchemist, and potentially fueling the split push that is Team Secret's Alchemist.
that is such a huge swing for Team Secret. 4 kills for nothing. They've already lost Barracks, so they were plenty of gold behind, which means in turn they claim just as much back, and Miracle there. Understand, well, he wants to go for that kill, and Envy knows how much he can do, but you're running into absolutely zero vision in a bad tree area, and your Brewmaster didn't have Split ready to protect you with. And that is a very big loss. That's a Battle Fury over on Envy. It's the Alchemist closing in on, I'm guessing he's going to buy a Yasha right now after the travels. This is Secret's game plan. This is all they needed. That one fight and 5 minutes of farm, and they won't care about the lost Barracks.
OG's coming to fight. They feel like Secret might be weak. At least they got their big abilities back up again. Every ulti available for OG. Misery's in the neighborhood. And the smoke's going to break, and he jumps up. And the split, it's used over on the Ancients. Pilot's the only hero who's in range to the Brewmaster split being committed. If Pilot survives, it's looking to just run. The Storm Brawling will finally set him up in the air, but you've only got 3 seconds left for the Brewmaster. And they commit the Requiem. Pilot die. Okay, he lasted a very long time, especially with that ability to brain stab. Puppey will die to Moon. The Doom doing its work. Lich Kill securing with the Frost Blast.
Puppey thought the entire team was chasing Pilot Eye, but so he went to Shadow Wave in mid, but Moon reads the movement, turns around, runs down, and dooms him from the side. So they get a bonus kill there.
And now OG take the stack. That's a big Ancient stack as well.
That is really, really huge, actually.
The problem is, where do they go after this? Like, they're not really great Ancient clearers, so they're taking a very long time to do this. In fact, burning every earn charge they have. They may have to commit the mech too. While Envy farming up with that Juggernaut in the top lane, Misery and Weehaw are waiting for the defense at bottom. And Fly, he's the man coming down for this. He doesn't have vision over in the tree line, and now Weehaw shows himself. They bring another hero.
Shadow Fiend?
But they're probably not expecting Misery in the trees.
They're still going to win that fight 2-on-2.
They might win a 3-on-2 as Moon's rotating over. He's still walking around with his Frost Armor creep. Waiting for the Pack Wolf Aura to arrive. But while all this is going on, Juggernaut's still farming up the Dire Jungle. Roshan stands for OG, but they do this also with Brewmaster split down, and Requiem also down.
Envy's absolutely getting stuff, and this is a game where Juggernaut can really get to shine when we get past that 30-minute mark and he has a damage item. Because it's very clear that OG kind of only has one sieging strategy, which is to clump up all 5 heroes in the lane, go in, commit the brew split, and if Envy can find any sort of angle on the backline with Omni Slash, he can take out 1 or 2 supports. That's very, very big, but for now it is going to be another Roshan for OG. They will probably look to take the top tier 1 and tier 2 towers for free with this. Secret aren't letting them have it right now, pushing as much as they can, buying time, which is the name of this game.
There are also 5 men on this top, so if Misery can find the opening, They jump and they keep the numbers advantage in favor of Team Secret. And that will make OG a lot more cautious about moving into their own jungle to try and retake it. But while they got 5, caution isn't something they require. So OG fall back, and the farm war continues here from Team Secret to try and stay in front of OG. They are still running an Alchemist who's just about finished his mana style. And if he gets an Octarine as well, OG can have real issues taking all of this farm they've got and finishing the game.
They have really bad heroes at dealing with split push. I think they have a decent catch for real heroes, with Doom, of course, being able to get a blink and just catching you off guard, but they need to kill tanky Illus somewhere down the line, and I'm seeing no one doing that apart from Miracle Shadow Fiend if he gets some serious right-click damage. For now, he's going to use what he has on the top tier 1, and as expected, Secret will not contest, just buy themselves some seconds here with the Glyph. And get themselves a bottom rune, and delay the game. Here is the Manta.
It is up, and Weeha already starts his push on bottom lane.
I think what we're looking at right here is that the game either ends in 5 minutes and OG take that fight, or they are likely to lose the game. They built a Satanic on Miracle. This is the all-in, let's just go high ground and push, sustain forever against this weak fight that Secret still have. And if it should work, then they'll have a 2 racks advantage at 25, and that's good enough against this Alk, even if he gets big, I think.
Envy's trying to force him to retreat. And OG, now it's a real test of theirs. And they are coming up. They're going to use Miracle with his Aegis the Immortal.
Level 1 Enfeeble only.
So not really removing any real damage from Miracle. He just keeps hacking into the tower. And they haven't brought... Okay, now the Alchemist comes back to the Acid Spray. Make this a little bit more difficult. And another weave. This is what Puppey was doing time and time again against OG. And you're going to see Miracle losing a lot of this armor he's tried to gain. Misery jumping forward. They get the concoction stun. What Script managed to take actually ends up taking Crush. With that Blink Dagger, he's got some good control from this. Envy has taken out tier 1 tower in the mid lane in the meantime. But if they lose 2 side Braxters, no Tal jumps forward. Weeha gets himself away, but the concoction that Storm Brilling sends him up in the air. It just keeps Weeha out of this fight, allowing OG to finish up the melee racks. They'll take the range as well. Unless Pilot can find something here like a nightmare. 4-star forward, there it is. Catching out Moon. Miracle still posturing on the front lines, but Misery jumps in for a double crush. Keep the amplification up. Concoction stun again catching 2 heroes. They keep hitting all their stuns, and the Fiend's Grip over on Doom. Crit jumps forward, and instantly they cancel it with Pilot Die actually losing the Fiend's Grip as well as his life. OG getting some good stuff. But they don't really need to commit for much more, but while they've still got this Aegis of the Immortal, the confidence is there, but they don't have the Brew ulti. And these Alchemist illusions are actually causing a couple of problems for them on the back lines. Very difficult to get those Blink Daggers off. You want confidence from Envy? Look at his positioning. He's running up the top lane, even though OG just left here, and his TP is on cooldown.
Yep, OG. 1.5 lanes of racks. There's only the ranged barracks in that bottom lane. They can deal with the split push. That's not... The problem isn't that they can't keep the waves out, because Manta, Octarine, Alchemist is incredibly good for that. I'm just worried they don't get enough farm before it's over. There's so much gold coming OG's way when they get a free lane of racks like that, that even should the Alchemist get very big...
Is it worth the Alchemist actually bypassing this and moving into something else like the Assault Cuirass? Understanding that OG will be attacking a lot sooner.
Oh, let's see how this fight goes first, then he can start itemizing. This is the potential end of the entire tournament. If OG pull this off, they do telekinesis and illusion, but they just want to bring it down.
They do.
The split push.
Misery jumps forward. You've only got another 45 seconds left of this Aegis the Immortal. Envy also added a decent amount of pressure towards the top lane, but OG won't care about that. The bottom lane's pushing in a lot for OG. That's a creep wave and a half. But this is where the fight comes for Team Secret. Can they find the opening? Miracle still dropping low. That Aegis the Immortal. Watch the timing. There's still another 20 seconds until it's lost. A Miracle down to 95 life. Still surviving. With the Crimson Guards and the heals kicking in. The Doom. Okay. That wasn't the play. Fly, Lich, Aldi's gonna fly out, bouncing around. Misery copying a lot of damage from this. Shallow Grave has to be used to keep him alive, and the Fiend's Grip, Crit is still holding on to it. They'll bring down the Slaughter. Buyback is available at the moment, and they also take Weeha up into the air. 3 seconds, 2 seconds until Chemical Rage back off cooldown. Slaughter needs to buy the space. Weeha just gets blown up by Miracle. The Fiend's Grip, this time it controls Moon. Misery with a double crush, but Envy, not enough damage from the spin as well as the Omni Slash. Moon is dropping down quickly, and Weeha, he gets the stun. OG OG, now they can start losing heroes. The Team Secret, they had to use so many buybacks.
Wasn't that only Misery?
It was the Slaughter as well as Weeha.
Oh yeah, that's right. They bought back the Alcazar. That's the bigger one. That is a really big problem for them.
Miracle, the 4-star up. Slaughter's already used his crush. You'll see No-Tal. There is no split, and Weeha wants to go for the concoction, still on cooldown for now. They're chasing after the bigger one. They're chasing after the SF with the crush available. The concoction still not there, and he just turns to Satanic as well as Mech on Misery on the run. Crit, he's got crush available, but with a Blink Dagger on cooldown, he can't do anything at the moment. In fact, all they can do is kill off Weeha. This could be a dieback right now. Alchemist TPing out. How much damage have they got? They get the stun. Weeha can't escape. Miracle will finally die, but no Alchemist, no Juggernaut. This is a dream moment for OG. They're going to get another kill as well into Pylai Die. The bottom lane is pushing. The top lane will soon push. And it is almost a full minute where Secret will have to fight with only 2 heroes, potentially 3 with the buyback by the Bane, but that won't be enough.
If Shadowfiend had buyback there, the game would have maybe ended. He could have bought back and they could have run down mid knowing that Alchemist is out for a long time, but hold on for now. This is looking very, very good for OG. A 10,000 gold lead is not really what it's all about. It's more just the position they have on the map and then guarantee that they will get the next Aegis. I see no way for Secret to contest that, but they probably have to. They have to try it, and if they fail, the game is obviously over, but giving another Aegis, they can use Brew Split and just have Miracle sit and hit the tower, and they will get at least the tower and the range tracks during the split duration. And this is classic OG stuff, this kind of lineup where they utilize the Brew together with Shadowfiend, and putting the Doom in the mix doesn't make it worse.
Also, Secret are going to rely on RNG to try and survive. There's double talismans coming in on the courier. The other one is meant for Puppey. They sacrifice their buyback in order to have this.
Aghanim's on crit. He can steal Omni Slash, Fiend Script, Weave, that benefit from that, but it's more about the cooldown. Getting multiple useful spells in the fight. A 2-second cooldown. So much good stuff to steal as well. Like every Rubik game, when you have Ags, is kind of a good Rubik game.
Right, so OG.
2 minutes.
That's how long they have to wait for Roshan. Envy just keeps this pressure on the top lane. He's got his Manasar with the Battle Fury. With only the buyback on the Bane, it doesn't make any sense to save your money. He's got buyback in 500 gold as Misery. He stares down a 3-man crush, but he's not going to get anything. That armor of Moon, it was over. It's a 55 armor on this Doombringer right now. And Misery's going to remove a little bit of it, dropping him down to, down to 30 armor. Huge change.
30 armor after Amplify.
They're just so strong. This is why he's not giving up the Ice Armor, the Frost Troll. Looks like Weeha's going to TP back.
It's actually a really good choice by Moon to keep that the entire game instead of getting a Wolf. I think a lot of players would be tempted to do it and just be like, oh, we can siege even faster. But it's all about just sustaining. As long as they survive through the Weave and through the Acid Spray, they can just step by step
Interesting
take this
item.
tower down.
So Weeha finished up a full Heaven's Halberd. Normally this wouldn't really be effective up against OG, but because Miracle is going for a butterfly build and not the BKB, he can still be disarmed.
The problem is it's not damage. So yes, you buy more time, but OG are already playing sustain mode, so...
They're coming. They find an opening. It's going to be over on Moon with the Fiend Script being committed. What have they got left? Amplification stolen by Crit, but Moon is still going to go down on Willie. He walks away with 500 life. The Brewmaster Split's gone. This is the last hurrah right now for Team Secret. What have they got? Probably not enough. Misery back in, just walking towards his death, and the Doom on Envy. Crit spins in front of him as he picks him up, throwing Envy back. The Shallow Grave will buy a little bit of time, but only a little bit. The Doom, it won't ensure the kill. Envy getting a big heal bomb, and Moon keeps trying to fight Envy back into the spin, but it's a double kill for Crit. The Rubik going to work. Puppey's on the retreat, but there are so many OG heroes behind him, all 5 of them. The Shallow Grave again buying time for Secret to buy back 2 heroes. Concoction flying forward, keeps Moon out of the fight, but again they lose to Dazzle. Weeha's Acid Spray. It's making it so OG think twice about coming in, but they thought about it and now they're coming in. The mid lane, OG staring down the barrel of Megas, and Team Secret, they don't have the men to fight this.
Stolen Concoction.
Another stun to be given to OG. And he's already prepping it. Blink forward, looking towards Envy. If he can just at least fade out the spin, that's going to be worth it. And there it is. 18 seconds without spin. Miracle just beating into that melee Rex, and now he actually steals spin as well. You can take a little bit of the damage off, and a blink 3-man crush. Envy looking for the damage follow-up. The concoction is going to be there. How much have they got? Misery forced to up him away. We are there's your Requiem from Miracle with the Raiders combined. Secret, they've taken too much damage. OG have got it. They've got the TG out from Secret. OG, they fight all the way through the lower bracket and will be claimed the champions of the first ever Dota 2 major live here in Frankfurt. A huge run, the dream run, achieving what no other team has done, and no other team will probably achieve for a very long